Hello and welcome to EquinEdge.com, and thank you so much for joining our online community, joining us here today. I am so passionate about this AI platform for the next generation horse player. Like, I grew up flipping through stallion books, flipping through the racing forum, eyes darting all over the place, things that look like mad statistics all written out, and I am so thankful to have EquinEdge today. And with us, EquinEdge founder Scotty McKeever. Scotty, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Chris. What's going on?
Oh man, just getting ready for another day of racing here. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling it. I feel like we're going to cash some tickets today. One of the features that I use in formulating my picks, and whether it's multi-leg or verticals, man, I really like this SOR in its strength of race, right? And it really is, it gives us an idea of class regardless of how much money the horse has been running for, right? So can you take a minute and just explain, like, what is SOR?
So when of course, I'm a traditional old school handicapper. So when I would read the form, I would see the three names. You would see the three names of the top three finishers in each of the past 10 races, right? And I would look at that and go, this does not help me whatsoever, because I don't know. Because top handicappers will tell you that each 32,000 maiden claimer is different. The strength in that race was different because you have different horses usually in each of those races. So to just see 32,000 maiden claimer is not going to tell the story. To seeing three names of the top three finishers is not going to tell the story. So we have created a simple metric from 1 to 100, strength of race, abbreviated SOR, that tells you how strong the field is. You don't even know how many times you have a 50,000 claimer and it's got a 60 SOR, and you had a 32,000 claimer and it's got a 70 SOR. So it's a stronger race, right? So that's really an important factor. So it's all about the competition, as you know. One of the ways that I use it, you'll have a horse that goes gate to wire, let's just say, wins by 10 lengths. It looks impressive on paper, but when you see a 38 SOR, again, 1 to 100, 100 being best, and then you see another horse that lost by 5 lengths in a 55 SOR, I can tell you that 55 SOR horse is going to win almost every time.
Yeah, and so if you want to kind of walk us through, how do you evaluate the SOR for a horse? How do you use it? And really, like, I thought one of our key developments here at EquinEdge is the development of current race SOR. Can you kind of walk us through where a horse has been historically, how you look at that compared to today?
Yeah. So this is a fairly new metric for us, the current race SOR. So you can see up here in this race number 6 that went off yesterday. So I grabbed this race as an example. I thought it was a good example. It's a 54 SOR. And then when you look here on the SOR line down below, you've got the sort button right here. You can sort from top to bottom, however you want. Usually that's the way people sort. And you can see that the competition that the 5 has been facing and the 7 is a 60. And today's competition is a 54. So you know that the 5 horse has been facing better horses. So that's just one metric. Then you go over and you see that the 5 horse is the top pace number, 72. Then you go over and see it's the top win percentage at 28%. Oh, then how about it's the EquinEdge long shot as well, right? And then of course the horse wins.
Dude, you have to be asleep at the wheel not to crush this race with EquinEdge.
Right? I mean, yeah. and then look, then the one horse that was EquinEdge's top pick gets second. And then look at the 7 horse who also had a 60 SOR. That horse ended up getting third and had a 22% win as well. So you're utilizing the EquinEdge picks, the EquinEdge long shot, the win percentage, the pace number, and of course the SOR to see strength, because who you have faced is everything. I'm a class player and a pace player. So give me this pace number, give me the class number, and I'm good. But why not have the GSR? Why not have all the rest of it as well too, if you can? So we're a little spoiled, but yes, that's how you would utilize the SOR. You want to see the strength, and you look at a horse like the 4 horse. You can see a 38 SOR, 2% to win, 50 to 1 in the EquinEdge morning line. You can eliminate that horse, right? And you start moving up and seeing, okay, the 9 horse, kind of weak in SOR. But the EquinEdge morning line has the horse at 5-1. So you're kind of going, okay, yeah, one good thing, one bad thing, maybe mediocre. And then look, the horse ended up getting fourth. So, this is how you use the strength of race, but the strength of race is so very important. But of course, using it in combination with the other metrics.
Yeah. And can you go into the handy view and kind of show us there how the strength of race shows up?
So I also utilize this SOR against in the handy view, our past performances against the current race SOR. So here's an example. So we'll look here at where did this horse run its best race? Right here in the second race back, a 48 SOR. So it seems like, this, now the horse is lightly raced, so the horse can improve. There's probably better examples of horses that have more races, but you can see when the horse went up to a 60 SOR, it didn't run very well. But when it was at a 48 SOR, it won the race, right? So, and now this horse is, facing easier competition here, a 54 from a 60 last time out. And also the other metrics are lining up. You've got the long shot, you've got the, strength of race here, the win percentage, the pace number. So you can utilize the past performances as well in the handy view. Match this SOR against this SOR every time. Let's look at the one horse. So the one horse faced 50 SOR last time out, 54 SOR. Been very competitive against that group. When it faced a 58 SOR, it didn't run as well. You see that? So this SOR is so critical. You'll see in handy view where this horse here, when's the last time the one horse ran good? A 44 SOR, and look at it, won easily. So you'll see that a lot. 44 SOR, easier competition, 61% win percentage, went off at 20 cents on the dollar, won by 2 3/4 lengths. So that's utilizing the metrics together, but you will see a correlation between a horse winning and losing based on the strength of race, the competition that it's facing.
You bet. And let's hang there for just a second, Scotty, and I just kind of share a little like how I utilize SOR. I look at it almost like a strength of schedule or a power ranking, right? So what is the power ranking of the field? What's the power ranking of the horse? So I can look at this horse and say, yeah, this horse can beat up a 48 class field, right? But how does it do against a 60 field? Well, didn't do very well. Today we're dropping back down to a 54. I think this horse fits, especially a lightly raced horse on the improve. So, given the other lineups, yes. And so if we click back on the other horse you're looking at, Scotty, I forget which one it was exactly, but yeah, you see this horse can beat up on 44s all day long. It doesn't beat up on 58s.
No.
Right.
No.
So, but I mean, this feels like a race where, okay, so we're not at a 44, we're not at a 58. Today's race is a 54, kind of squarely in the middle there. This horse probably fits. How do these other metrics play out?
Yeah, the other metrics are important. If you look at the 5 horses as an example, look, it was 11% to win in its last race, 11%. And then today it's 28%, right? Or yesterday, right. And it won the race. So, and it was an EquinEdge long shot, and it had the top pace number, and it had the top SOR. I mean, this horse went off at 5-1. The EquinEdge morning line was 4-1 from a 6-1 odds makers morning line. You can see that right there. So there were a lot of things pointing towards that horse. And of course, the top SOR as well. So since we're talking about the SOR, but the strength that a horse faced, I would not look at this horse the same if this strength of race said 48 or 50. It wouldn't. Now I'm like, I would probably use the horse, but it wouldn't be like, oh, I've got a good one here. There was a lot pointing towards this 5 horse.
Yeah.
And then we'll go on to race number 7. And look at another example. I did pre-look at these, but you can see Spielberg had a 74 SOR. So been facing the toughest horses. It was the second EquinEdge pick. It had a 25% win, which is good. And you can see that the pace number was low, but there was some speed in the race. But here's the thing. I really do believe it was this strength here, the strength of race that really helped this horse get over the top. It just been facing 2 good horses. And it's like if I'm facing tough horses, or let's just say if I'm racing against Carl Lewis as an example, and I'm losing by 20 lengths, but all of a sudden now I'm facing you. How fast do you run, by the way?
You'd win. You would win.
I don't know, but I still think it's a good example, right? I'm
Yeah.
gonna do a lot better against you than I'm gonna do against Carl Lewis.
Yeah. Well, you are a thoroughbred and I am a Clydesdale. We've already established that. So no, this is good stuff. Love it. Love the strength of race. Really gives us an identity, a sense of the strength of the horse, regardless of the money. Previously the only way I knew how to judge this by how much did it run for. Did it run 15,000 last out and it's dropping down to 7,500? I don't got to worry about that today.
That's right.
Just look at the strength of race. It doesn't matter what the tags are or the purses are in the race. What we look at are the horses in them. Love the metric. I think it's a huge tool in our handicapping toolbox here. Definitely adds to the value of our EquinEdge platform and hopefully adds value to every ticket that you all play out there. So
and another point, Chris, I'm going to cut you off again real quickly before we end this. You always have to kind of know where you came from. So it's important to know the past a little bit, right? But the most important thing you could do is about today. What's today? And these metrics right here in front of our faces, especially the SOR too, are so very important. What does the field look like today? And we'll look a little bit in the past, but we want to know what's going on today. So to see like this one horse here, Wellsworth, who ended up going off at 3 to 5, this horse had the second top SOR. So it had a good, it was a top EquinEdge pick. But here's the thing. The reason why we use all these metrics together is the win percentage in this race said that maybe the one horse was not a key, but it ended up winning the race and went off at 3 to 5, 8 to 5 on the EquinEdge morning line, but and top EquinEdge pick. But you have to use all these metrics together. But it did in 3 straight races. You could have used the SOR, the top 2 SORs in I think the last 4 races, and you could have won. You could have hit the pick 4 for like $6, right? So the SOR, I think it gets overlooked a little bit because the GSR is so big, the pace number is so big. But I think that if people look at the SOR a little bit more carefully, that they will hit a lot more big scores.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Scotty. Thanks for sharing with us a little bit more about what that SOR is, why it's important, and how you use it in your handicapping. Hopefully everyone that's in our community and new to EquinEdge.com can also use this to strengthen their handicapping and cash a lot more tickets. Thank you for joining us today, Scotty. Until next time, we'll talk soon.